Hi there, my name is Jit and welcome to my video project explanation. So we kick things off with ideation. So at the start I have 4 to 5 ideas. So the first one is about cash, about track your cash when you use your bank account, like how much expense you use, or smart AI, like some sort of machine learning that you use to teach AI how to play games, food share, some sort of food and environmental app. But all of these ideas just kind of bores me. It doesn't even, you know. Mm. But then I asked myself, just 2 weeks before the deadline, I asked myself, actually want to make pixel game? And so yeah, I was like, yeah, let's make pixel game. And so I started making pixel game. But I don't know what pixel game that I want to do. And so, pixel game, that's what I want to know. So, and then I started searching on YouTube and I found this guy. He's really good. His name is Clear Code. The link of the video is in the description. But this guy showed me the basic Python game, pixel game, and there are 5 pixel games. So I chose one of them. And so, let's begin. How's things work? So I begin with the collision with objects. So let's enter the code, and I have many files. So in total there are 5 files, but let's go to sprite files. So the collision with sprites. So originally the word sprites mean all of the objects in the game, not including the map, but in the game. Let's say my character, my enemies, the bullets, the gun, the weapons, all of those are called sprites. So I like, for example, if I shoot the bullets, I don't want to shoot the bullets and then it pierce through my enemies without taking any damage. No. Oh, and not to mention when I walk into an object, let's say I collide with a tree, I don't want to just go through the tree. I want to have a realistic feelings of when touching anything in the game, right? So we start to have a object collision. So this is object collision. So collision sprite, I made a class called collision sprite. So of course, argument. I have position, the position of the sprite, the surface, and the groups argument. So the surface, sorry. So the each sprite has its own image. So I also want to display the image of those sprites. I mean, like you play the game with no image, that doesn't sound right, right? And also the rectangle. So when you have the collision, you also have to maintain the rectangle. You see, the image, even though the background of the image is transparent, but it's still in a rectangular shape. When you save a photo, it's in a rectangular shape, even though the background is transparent, right? You get what I mean? And yeah, I have, I need to put the collision for the objects. Moving on, creating a camera. So I also want to, when my character walks, I want my character to some sort of move along the camera. Like the camera is following the character, right? And the character has to be in the center of the camera. So whenever I move, the character will always remain in the center of my computer, of my window tab. So let's get back into the code, and it should be in groups or sprite. So initial, right? And raw here. So when I started moving, the camera has to do the math to calculate the x-axis and the y-axis, and it calculate my position, and it has to follow the character in the center because it was I want the character to be in the center. And for this part, you see, when the character originally from the start, the character will move when move on the object, the character will be in front of the object, right? But when you walk behind the object, the character still be in front of the object. It's like we're standing on an object. So I want to change that. I want to make sure that when the character goes behind the object, the character has to be behind, actually has to be behind the object to make it more realistic, right? Moving on, shooting. So for shooting, I want to shoot the enemy, obviously, right? So it's located also in the sprite, the the gun and the bullet. I have the gun class and the bullet class. So the gun, well, this is the gun, and I call the image. So I want to implement the image in the game as a gun. It's already originally have the gun image, so I don't need to create any more guns image. Or I could change the gun image, find a new gun online, and then put it in there, right? And next is the bullet. So the bullet, the lifetime of the bullet. So when you shoot, pull, pull, pull. So when you shoot the gun, the bullet, so the bullet will travel. This is the speed, by the way. It will travel for 1 second. This is 1 millisecond. So this is 1.1. Yeah, 1.2 milliseconds. So it will disappear after 1 second. After upon shooting. Yeah, this is the position and the image. Also have the image here. Yeah. And next, moving on, is enemies. So for enemies, it's also located in sprite, the file, and I have the class for it. So this the enemies animation. Yeah, I have the photos of the enemies walking. Here you can see the image and enemies right here. All of these have 4 images. So each of this image will some sort of represent the animation if we put them together. And move collision. This is when collision with my weapon, with the objects, with the sprites, the trees, the stones in the map. Yeah, just like players, they collide, they take damage, and this function is when the bullet or my weapons hit these enemies, they will die. Yeah, death timer and updates. Yeah, that's it about enemies. But but at the same time, the moment I start to know that, okay, I'm gonna copy someone's game, so I want something myself for myself. I want something of my own. I don't even think that I should copy someone, and so I decided to modify the game. Here is the modification: switching weapons, pausing the game, home screen, and game over. So let's begin with home screen and game over screen. For home screen, it's in the main.py. So the home screen function is before the game function. So you might be asking, why is the home screen function before the game? You see, if you put if you put the home screen function in the game, then the game will run automatically. So the character will die. You won't be able to move the character, but the character will die before you even click play. Yeah, that's the thing. So I want to separate the tab. I want to have like one tab separate for home screen and one tab is for gaming. Yeah. And this is for home screen. Yeah, just text, render. These are just text and the position and display. For game over screen, it's the same thing. But instead of staying outside the home screen, it's located in the main. Here. I call the wait, sorry. It's in the game. Here. The game over. Yeah. Because after I die, as soon as I die, I want to have it pop up immediately. It's just simpler, you know. And next is pausing the game. I think this mechanic is quite awesome. I personally believe. So yeah, in the same file, the main.py, in the game class, and in the run method, you can find the pausing functions. So here, When you play the game and then you just feel like you need pausing, you just click P on your keyboard. Click P, poop, and yeah, the game is paused. The background will be blurred, and it just stop the time. Just stop the time. Everything just stops. And then, if it's not paused, as soon as you click P again, things will turn back to normal. Player collision, everything, the updated gun, the collision, the input, the enemies will come towards you all over again. And yeah, that's about pausing the game. And my best achievement in this for this game is switching weapons. Yeah, I just love this mechanic so much. Switching weapons. Think about it. So originally the game itself, he doesn't give me the weapon, the two weapons. He only gave me the gun and it was a default weapon. So I just want to have a new weapon. So in sprites, in gun class, switch weapon methods, I have switching weapons. Switching the gun here, rotator and the sword. I want to have the gun and the sword because I don't want to shoot all the time. I also want to have the sword. So the sword mechanic also works the same as the bullets, the gun. So the gun will revolve around the player. The sword also revolve around the player, but instead of the sword shooting swords, no. The sword will deal damage by itself. So I take the code from the bullet because the bullet is the one who deals damage. So I take the code from the bullet and put it in the sword. So basically the sword is like a bullet, but it's a sword. You know. Alright. And that's it. That's it. Demo time. Let's see what this game made of. Let's see the fun game. Alright, gaming time. So this is the home screen. So you have the title, the play, the play, the quit, and this is the tips just in case. Click P to pause, click 1 or 2 to switch weapons, and just as soon as you kill them, there will be the white souls. They will emit their white souls, so don't touch them or you will die. Let's begin. Notice, yeah, this is the gun. The gun will revolve. Oh crap! I died. Yeah. Wait. You run the game again, and yeah. So the gun will revolve around the player. Yeah. And you just hold your left mouse to play the game. And so when you click number 2, and it will turn to sword. Oh my god. Ah, yeah, you turn into sword. These enemies are fast. Just turn into sword to kill these guys because these guys are fast, you know. Guns can't hold them all. So if you feel the tension, you can just click P and it pauses the game. Amazing, isn't it? And you click P again to unpause the game. And I died, yeah. Yeah, did you get touched? Maybe. And that's it. Thank you for your time.